So, new guitar day. This is the Pearson Instruments Hyper B, and it fits in this tiny little box. It came all the way from Rotorua, New Zealand, and it was designed by Dom Pearson. This is truly an innovative guitar, and I can't wait to show you this guitar. Let's get to it. Here we are. This is the Hyper B Special Gen 4. Check this out. The entire guitar fits in this tiny little package. Wow. Look at this. That right there is the Hyper B Gen 4. And it's made out of machined aluminum and machined acrylic. This is truly a beautiful guitar. It basically encapsulates everything that I've been wanting to do as a designer and a guitar builder. And that is, one, take advantage of alternative materials. This is made out of aluminum and acrylic, and Dom machines these pieces there in New Zealand. So I love the idea of alternative materials. A lot of people don't, and that's okay. I have always been an early adopter. I bought the Steinbergers when they came out. I bought the Parker Flies when they came out. I bought the Strandberg when it came out. I was an early adopter of 7 strings, 8 strings. And when I saw this last year, I knew I had to have one because this guitar is a milestone in the history and the timeline of guitar building. Whatever you say about this design, it is a milestone. It is so lovely. And I bought this for research purposes because I want to learn what Dom did, how he actually thought through some of these engineering issues and aspects. To give you an example, the humbucking mounting system has always been something I've always thought about, like how would you do a humbucker mount on a thin sheet of aluminum? And I mean, I'm looking at this and it's clear there are some, look at that, some standoff mounts, and I would have never thought of that. So very similar to like how you'd mount a PCB in a case, there are some steel or metal standoffs here. Fantastic idea. So I'm really, really excited and I already want to start thinking through all this, but let's go ahead and pause with the body and let's open up the neck and let's open up the other pieces since this is the unboxing portion of this. But I swear we're going to get into the nitty gritty of all these aspects. Nice. All right, so here is the neck. It is roasted maple. Roasted maple is something you're seeing coming out of all these overseas factories these days. 24 frets. It's got the skunk stripe in the back, and it has the very well-dressed ends here, and we'll get some real good close-up shots of these. All right, there's the neck. Let's move on to the other pieces. Okay, got some guitar strings. These look like the Addario. We have our hardware, which is the 4 bolts and all the wrenches we need to adjust everything on the guitar. So Dom sent me a couple of additional plates. Evidently, the clear acrylic is the most popular, and I see why. You can see through it, and it gives you that sort of industrial look. It looks really cool. I wanted the opaque one, so this is sort of a rose gold, and this is the one I chose. And then Dom threw in an aluminum one, so if I wanted to complete this aluminum look, I could just simply throw that one on too. So really nice of him to throw that in. And then I have some pickups too. Let's take a look at these. I think these are some new pickups that Pearson is working on. This is pretty cool. So we have some tonal options too. All right, let's get to constructing this guitar. So before I put the neck on, I just wanted to show this piece that I probably wouldn't be able to show if the neck was on here easily. And it's basically the construction, right? So we have 2 pieces of aluminum bar stock, 1, 2, and they're running parallel, and they run all the way through the body to keep that height and to kind of keep that rigidity that's required. And then one of my favorite parts here is on this bar stock here, there are these relief cuts, these beautifully machined ovals. But yeah, they're for the wire channels, and I just thought that was so cool. Just wanted to show that before I put the neck on. it so the neck and the strings are on, and it was a piece of cake to put the neck on. You don't even need a screwdriver. You just need one of these guys to put the neck on. Isn't that crazy? Strings went on super easy because these are locking tuners. You can see how everything is perfectly lined up. Strings lined up with the pickup holes. Perfect alignment on the neck. This is the guitar I wish I had designed. It's absolutely beautiful just to look at, and it's inspiring, and that's the whole point. The aluminum frame is absolutely stunning. There's some overlooked, almost hidden design elements that I just absolutely love. The actual diameter of this strap button is the exact diameter of the horn, and it looks so cool. Pearson Instruments plays a lot of negative space, and it's all over this guitar everywhere. I think we've known for a long time as guitar builders that there's just not a lot of reason to have solid material in certain areas of the guitar. This is a good example, the armrest, where you don't really need a lot of material. I mentioned earlier that when I was looking into trying to mount pickups onto a very thin frame where you don't have to route out wood, I was always wondering, well, what is the easiest solution for this? And this is it right here. These are standoffs. But it's not just standoffs. There's a custom hardware here too. This is like an ear of sorts that connects the standoff from the body to the actual screw that moves the pickup up and down. This is one of the things I've been talking about for so many years, is that we as guitar builders are stuck with a certain design vocabulary simply because of pickups. But look at this. No routes, just a really elegant, simple design that Pearson Instruments did. No one pays attention to this kind of stuff. No one who reviews this guitar will ever look at this and spend this amount of time as I am talking about it. If you are a boutique guitar builder, you have to find a way to make your business sustainable and scalable. And usually the only way to do that is to take advantage and exploit the use of very high quality overseas components. So Pearson Instruments is taking advantage of off-the-shelf locking tuners. And if you use this in tandem with a normal bridge that is easy to intonate and easy to adjust the height, then it's a winning combination. Because one of the things I hate about headless bridges is intonation. That leads us to the neck. This is also an overseas neck. The specs are pretty cool. So it is a bone nut. These are stainless steel frets that have been dressed with the hot dog ends. A rosewood board too. And right out of the box, when I looked at the board, typically what you see with overseas guitars is the boards are very thirsty. Always so very thirsty. And this one is not. It's very well oiled. So that's the other trend coming out of these overseas factories. Everybody's moving to roasted maple. And so when you have semi-hemispherical fret ends, along with roasted maple, you essentially have a neck that is nearly impervious to fret sprout. I'll admit, the clear acrylic transparent cavity cover is pretty cool. I got the opaque rose gold because I like a little bit of contrast, but Pearson threw in the clear, and I'm very grateful because it looks pretty wicked. These are the full-sized alpha pots. So no little tiny mini pots in here. These are the big dogs. The Hyper B does come with coil split for both humbuckers, which is really nice to have some tonal variation. Got a 3-way blade switch. We have our tone and volume, and then our jack. There's so many tiny details that only like designers and guitar builders would really care for, but these cute little button top Allen head bolts are just a really nice touch. Look at the machined holes for the screws for the tuners. They just look so cool. Those type of things just make the whole industrial vibe really pop. Pearson Instruments has done away with the wood screws, because we don't have wood here, and use these really nice black Allen head bolts, which are super cool. Lots of tiny little touches and details that really, as a whole, holistically make this guitar just truly unique and beautiful. Brilliant use of negative space and all these lines and curves interacting and playing with each other. This is truly unique. There's nothing like this on any other guitar. And Altogether, from the rear faceplate to the acrylic is 42 mil. That's your standard depth of a Strandberg style guitar. Typically, when you see a guitar, there's a lot you can learn from it. This one in particular, there is so much to study, so much to sort of reverse engineer, and that's what makes this guitar exciting. I just see so much that we can all really learn from. You can see the bridge post and the strap button are perfectly aligned on the same axis. But the button is in a peculiar place that you're not usually seeing a button in, so it's right there. I am not an industrial designer. I am a designer though. I always thought that if you build a unique instrument, you want people to approach it differently so that they play differently. I love this stuff. I love everything about it. Any kind of new design, any kind of innovation, anything that is really the black sheep in this industry, that's something that I gravitate towards. Let's go to the office. Let's dial in some tones on the fractal. Let's play this guy. Come on. This guitar is so cool. It just screams cool. But it's not only cool, it's a very nice lightweight guitar. According to the website, it's 2.5 kilograms. I'm a dumb American, I don't know what a kilogram is. But this is, I think, around 5 pounds. And I bought this guitar because I knew I could learn from it. I knew this guitar would teach me about alternative materials and about the engineering solutions required when working with alternative materials. I can't say enough nice things about it. I'm super happy it's now in my collection. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.